Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. The two are interchangeable. Let me clear my throat a little bit. I've not spoken so much today, so my my voice should clear up as we go along. So, first of all, welcome to the next installment of my Thursday fry up. We've got some questions in, but I'll also be taking in some live questions as well. Also, as well, apologies, I actually posted a bit late actually, because normally I do my questions, isn't it, like half a day before or the night before, and I was just busy with lots of stuff, so I only posted a few hours ago. But there's still 3 questions that have come in, so thank you so much, Nicola, for your questions. But also as well, I'll be taking some questions from the live chat. Let's see who's in before the chat gets too crazy. Oh, it's all starting to click. It's all starting to go busy already. So we've got let's see here, who's in. We've got Sammy here, Large Classic Car Museum. So Sammy, hello. Rainbow Cleft, what an interesting name. Tacopa's Library. I think they're talking about car park. Lilith is saying good afternoon from sunny South Florida. That's good to know. A shout out to Edie. She was recently in Oklahoma, and a massive bunch of tornadoes came through and ripped through town. While she was still in her house, it managed to miss her house and other places, but a lot of downtown was absolutely devastated. My goodness. So she's safely home now, back in Oregon, but she was in Oklahoma. So big shout out to you, Edie. Fatima, hello. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me live. Oh, Teresa says, thank you. I ordered the book, waiting. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad as well that everyone is enjoying the book. Thank you as well to everyone who's left a review. The reviews have been fabulous. They've really have been fabulous. So I just want to thank you. Thank everyone who's left the review. Thank everyone who's ordered the book and ordering the book. It will be in the video description below after the video. Do you know what? I'm not sure if I've copied over and pasted the thingy bob on the what's it called, details. So maybe just wait until after this video is finished, and then I'll post the links to where you can get the book. But for those that may not know, it's called The Candid Guide to Neo-Vedic Astrology, and it's available in Kindle, paperback, and hardback, which I love. I love the hardback. Anyway, so let's see who else is in, and then we're going to start the show and have a little look. So maybe get some of your questions ready as well. So Karen is saying, hello, Hogarth. Hi there. And you're active in the chat. Oh, Angela's here as well. Hello, Angela. Shari. Oh, Shari, darling. Hello, she's saying hello, Hoagie. Thanks so much for joining me. So everyone, of course, is going to have a little chit chat, touching base with everyone in the chat, and then also as well, you can drop in some questions there. Someone just says, Gian says, hi, you talented man. That's very kind. Thank you. How do I say your Jana or Jane? Jana? So forgive me. Maybe it's Jana if I've not pronounced that. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. Thank you. Right. Okay. Let's dive into the first question, and we'll see what you guys have for me as well in the chat. Now let's see here. Now this is an interesting one. So from Nick Minks, a British baby has regained their hearing after gene therapy was trialed. Does this mark the start of hearing defects being repaired? And do the cards indicate that its wider use will bring a cure for cancer? Now, isn't that fascinating? Now, I'm going to obviously have a chop on that, on the cards. Oh, let's read a funny quote, yeah? In these dark and rather tumultuous times, It's not all bad, obviously. There's still beauty in the world. As you know, I like to read from this book. Yeah, the funniest quotations to brighten your everyday. So I'm going to close my eyes. There we are. Close my eyes. I'm just going to read in random place. Oh, this is on a section on love. Yeah. So someone says, love is an irresistible desire to be irresistibly desired. Robert Frost. That's quite a good one. Let's see the next one. We're all a little bit weird. We're all a little weird, it says. And life is a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall into mutually satisfying weirdness and call it love, true love. Oh, I love that. That's fascinating. That's by Robert Fulghum. And then the next one is love is a fire, but whether it is going to warm your heart or burn down your house, you can never tell. Joan Crawford. And I'll read the last one because it's 4 a page. So I'll read the last one because you know I love my literature. My friends tell me I have an intimacy problem, but they don't really know me. Gary Shandling. Interesting. So I thought we'll open with that. So let's go back to the gene therapy. So let's just read it again. A British baby has regained their hearing after gene therapy was trialed. Does this mark the start of hearing defects being repaired? And do the cards indicate that its wider use will bring a cure for cancer? So quite a big question there. I'm going to my usual deck, which you know you guys I know I love. It's the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. Love that one. And if I get some political questions, I might go to my Mendel's deck, or even the traditional Rider-Waite, actually. Anyway, so gene therapy, hearing defects and stuff. Will that help stuff? Now, remember, I've been talking about the nodes of the moon. Remember, Rahu is in sidereal Pisces. Ketu is in sidereal Virgo. Virgo's all about what? Health and healing and overcoming obstacles. And you guys will remember, so this is probably back in November now. I said to everyone, there will be breakthroughs as well. There'll be scientific breakthroughs. There's going to be a lot of analysis of past medical procedures and stuff like that, which of course is already happening, but there'll also be medical breakthroughs as well. All right, let's have a little look. Let's have a little look, see what's going on. Health and healing, health and healing. This health and healing, gene therapies, health and healing, gene therapies. Oh, this is interesting. Quite an interesting combination of cards here. Oh, 162 of you so far as everyone joins in the chat. So here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. And there was a wider question about Cancer as well. So maybe I'll have that as a separate one. So here we're literally, this is saying, what this is suggesting is that these gene therapies are now entering this new phase of fate and destiny. We're in this kind of fate and destiny moment when it comes to this work, this kind of work. This is obviously showing also as well, would suggest the beginning of a cycle, a whole new cycle, but it's also this kind of embryonic. It's embryonic. We're not going to be 100% sure what the outcomes will be. Yeah, I'm not going to be 100% sure what the outcomes will be. If we look in the obstacle position, we see here we've got the 10 of Wands. So that means there's still a tremendous amount of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of details to master. It's going to take a while until it's perfected, as one can imagine. Yeah, it's going to take a while until it's perfected. So these gene therapies, so it's great, obviously great for the kid. And here we see the Sphinx is on top. But also as well, then what we often I refer to as the obstacle position in the 5th card, we can see here. So there's still a tremendous amount of work to be done. So these gene therapies are at an early stage, or at least early-ish. Yeah. However, if we look here, it's actually quite warm here. I've got a little bit of a sweat going on. We actually had some sunshine in the UK. Can you believe it? We reached 22 degrees today. So my my living room is not chilly as it would normally be. So here we have got the Knight of Swords. Now, in this context, we can actually see it in quite a positive context. This is showing that in terms of research, they're going to be rushing forward with this. So this is probably going to be a trend that's going to definitely play out over the next 5 to 6 years. As more and more therapies come about, obviously progress, as it were, will speed up. Yeah, so this will speed up, it will intensify, there'll be more of this kind of stuff to come. If we look here, we've got the Magician card is in. So of course this is talking about using all the powers at one's disposal. So forgive me, I'm going into, I'm literally having a proper sweat here. Just also as well, I've just eaten as well. Yeah, I ate about 15-20 minutes ago, and it's like my metabolism's kicking in. So here we've got the Magician. So again, this is about power. This is about using every tool on the table. If we think in terms as well in regards to what will it mean for cancers, etc., and stuff like that, they're probably looking at that kind of stuff. But this is also very powerful. This is a dynamic energy. And then when we look here, we literally get the card that literally deals with children. So of course, Nicola was saying that a British child has been cured of deafness with this gene therapy. So again, the biggest progress might actually be with younger people, which of course would make sense, wouldn't it? If you think of a baby or a toddler, they're changing so much. That's probably when a gene therapy, in my mind, would be most impactful, because the body is still so juvenile, growing and developing, and of course it's the body is that much smaller as well. So of course a gene therapy is probably likely to be more impactful. So this could definitely help potentially with childhood diseases and stuff like that. Let's look specifically at the question of cancer and if it will be able to help. But the broader thing is that it's still in the early stages. We're in that wheel of fortune, that fate and destiny moment. So its moment has arrived, but we can't be 100% sure of the trajectory, but we do know it will speed up. And let's get the direct things on Cancer. How will this work on Cancer? I think I'll pull 3 cards for that. And then we'll have a rummage in the chat and see what questions you folks have. I hope you guys have been doing well. I hope you've been enjoying your week so far. And I just want to say thank you again for all of the support of my channel and everything like that. It's really, really appreciated. And as I embark on this journey, yes, on this journey, and I'll tell you already, I've already got ideas for the next book. You know me, I never stop working. All right, let's pull 3 cards to see, to expand on the question of if it can help with cancers. Let's have a look. 3 cards here. Let's have a little look, see. Oh, this is interesting. All right. So can it help with cancers, etc., and stuff like that? There's competition. So what this suggests to me is that the individual pharmaceutical companies are likely competing with each other to see who can potentially come up with the breakthrough first. Obviously, cancer is complex. It's complex. Some of us might have a genetic predisposition to certain cancers, as we understand genes, etc., can play a factor. Diet and lifestyle and food, of course, has an immense impact on terms of our outcomes, in terms of cancer, blood sugar, all of these different things. So there are many, many factors that go into it. But this is essentially is a card of competition, sometimes of disagreement. So what this would suggest is, as these kind of gene therapies develop, there's going to be a lot of competition, a bit of argy-bargy to see who can come up with the best ones, hopefully the safest ones. Yeah. In the middle card is very interesting here because we have the High Priestess, and we can understand this can often be a card of subterfuge. But if we take on the more positive characteristics of the card, it does deal with spirituality, someone who's looking at spiritual practices, spiritual discipline, higher knowledge, etc. You can see how she's holding or is referencing so many different elements of esoteric and organized religion. So this can also talk about research as well, going deep into things, but we'll have to see what the potential motives are with that competition as well. Also as well, if we look here, the last card here is the Three of Wands. And this, of course, is, it's the wands are all about passion. And I really do associate wands as well with entrepreneurship, particularly the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. They're very mercantile. They literally have merchants. So here you can see this is the merchant waiting for his ship to come in. So this also talks about prospecting. It also talks about business as well. So, of course, when we put that in together with the companies competing to come up with obviously the best formulas, they'll probably be trying to keep their methodologies secret. That's what that would suggest, under patent, etc. But there will be obviously a global view, and that would be obviously a huge thing if they could make progress on stuff like that. But let's not also forget as well the big factors that influence cancer, and sadly anyone whose life has been touched by it. There can be that hereditary element, lifestyle element, but definitely food and nutrition are huge, of course, in that as well. But of course, I am not a medical expert. And I don't pretend to be a medical expert, but I have researched quite a lot about health, etc. and stuff like that. And I'm sure many of you will know about health and healing, alternative healings, crystal work, energy work, Reiki. I don't need to explain that to you guys. You guys will know a lot about that already. So let me just move the mouse here. So my mouse goes to sleep. Thank you, Lizzie Walker, for your donation. So hi, Hoagie. Didn't get a chance to send this off before the live. What do you see regarding Barron Trump entering the Florida rep delegation at the GOP convention? This was just reported by Politico. That's really interesting. All right. So what I would say is I've not read on Barron Trump because he was too young. Yeah, he was too young. But I understand he's graduated now, so I think he's 18 now. What I'll do is I'll just read the energy around it. How about that? Because he's still a young person, and of course with his dad and all of that stuff. But let me just read it again. Let me just click. Did I actually click up on that? Forgive me. Actually, I've read the question without clicking on it. So here we are, just so you can see it for yourself, folks. So Lizzie Walker, thanks so much for your donation. Yes, hi, Hoagie. Didn't get a chance to. What do you see regarding Barron Trump entering the Florida rep delegation at GOP convention? This was just reported. Oh, I don't know. You know what? Let's just see what the cards say. Thank you for your question. What's the energy around that? I think this would be one of his first overt appearances, as it were, politically. But let me know if I'm wrong on that. But that's the sense that I get in terms of him actually stepping into a political sphere, because he's been busy studying, I imagine. All right. Let's see here. What's the energy? Barron Trump. Let's see what the cards say. Very interesting question. I have to put that into video description. Barron Trump. Barron Trump. Let's have a look. Certainly seems a shy character, doesn't he? Shy character, I would say. Oh, look at this. Very interesting. All right. Total cold read. What we have here is the world card. So the world card, of course, deals with beginnings and endings, endings and beginnings. It is the one of the last, well, it is the last card, isn't it? Pretty much. It's the last card of the cycle, if I remember correctly. You would think I would know the complete order of the major arcana by now, but it should be the last card, with the Fool being the first and the ending and the beginning. So basically, now obviously he is a young person. From what I understand, he's either 18 or 19. Forgive me for not knowing the age of graduation, but someone said in the comments a few weeks ago that he, and I think Trump went to the graduation, didn't he? So he must be either 18 or 19, but I don't know when you graduate in the United States. Let's say maybe 19. You can let me know in the comments. So obviously it's not an ending with him. He's very, very young. So this must be a beginning. So with the card here, this is talking, oh gosh, I've got to cover the naughty bits, you know, the algorithms and all of that kind of stuff. Oh, and just to let you know, when I spoke about a certain organization, which I'm not even going to even say their name, but when I was on with Linda G. Do you remember Linda G was one of the guests with me and Lena? That video got instantly demonetized. Just so you know. Anyway, covering the boobies. So this is the beginning of something. Could it be the beginning of some kind of movement in politics? That remains to be seen. But the world card suggests this is a grand beginning, not an ending. He's too young. It has to be a beginning, obviously. If we look here now in the obstacle position, we get the Ace of Cups. However, one does have to read the first card first as well, and the world card is generally seen as a positive card. So this has a bit more of a positive connotation here. So I think this was in some way maybe emotionally fulfilling for him. He certainly seems to be a kind of like a shy character. I think that's fair to say, isn't it? I think he's a shy character. So maybe this was a personal triumph for him turning up in such a public space. Let's not forget here as well that the Dove of Peace is here. And what I will say, you know, we know about the older Trump children. We know about Duck L'Orange. You know, I'm not going to read into Barron's character. He's too young, and I'm only really doing this because he's graduated. But just reading the energy around, I'm not really drawing any personal inference from that, and we know very little about him. If we see here, we have got the Queen of Swords here. What this says to me is, I think this is Melania. Yeah. I mean, she's quite a character, but I mean, I think she does look after Barron, and there's certainly a love there for him to protect, for her to protect him. My sense is that this is her in terms of their being maybe that stabilizing force in his life as well. We'll have to see what happens in regard to Melania and Barron when Trump enters his Jupiter-Venus dasher, which I told you guys about. Do you remember a few weeks ago? That's going to happen in September of this year, and his Venus is in the 12th house. The 12th house also Venus represents the wife. But the 12th house is what? The land of far, far away, also deals with hospitals and prisons. And I said that might be a time when, you know, depending on how this court case goes, yeah, and it's not looking great for Duck L'Orange, you know, that might be a time where the Louis Vuittons get dusted off. Barron, of course, is now older. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. There is a little bit of worry here, though. There is a bit of anxiety. So maybe that was just being seen in public. Yeah, could be something as simple as that. And then we get here the High Priestess. So there might be an element there of him doing research. Maybe there's more going on in that internal world. We'll have to see. You know, I just think he's very young. We just have to see. I think there's going to be a lot that's going to play out. I think basically what happens to his father over the next coming weeks and months is going to decide what Melania is going to do, and whatever she does will directly impact Barron. So I feel like Melania was kind of coming through there quite a bit there in the reading. So we'll have to see. Once Duck L'Orange enters his Venus Jupiter dasher, that's going to reveal whether or not he keeps his freedom. Let's just put it that way. All right, let's see here. So Cat Lady's saying, woohoo, made alive from Nashville. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, I love that. What a beautiful cat. And then, oh, Angela's saying, just picked up my book today. Oh, thank you. Mwah! That's so sweet of you. I really hope that you're enjoying it. I should have rummaged for the book, isn't it? I mean, I would stand up, but it's better just to keep going with the show. Rainbow Clept. Okay, let's see here. Kentucky. Lucy saying hello there. So, oh, Lizzie Walker, hello. Breaking news. Per Politico reports Barron Trump is entering into Florida Republican delegation. Very interesting. Let's see. Oh, Cindy Lee saying, I'll get my operation on my right knee next Wednesday. Will I do well? Oh, well, yes, I certainly hope so. We don't normally do personal questions, though, on the show. But you know what? I'll pull you a card. I'll pull you a card, Cindy. I'll pull you one card. Thanks for leaving your comment. Don't normally, this is a one-off, guys, because this is normally international politics, international debate and stuff. But since you ask, all right, the knee. Let's see here. Oh, so you get the four of cups here. So what I would say is obviously this is talking about the options on the table. So make sure you're choosing the best option, yeah, or the best doctor or surgeon for your knee. There may be some concerns about the choices that you have in front of you. So definitely pick the best person that you can. I'm sure that you have already. But this is also a card of reflection, meditation, etc., all of that stuff. So what I would recommend to anyone is, particularly if you've just had surgery, keep your nutrition high. Eat plenty of organic fruits and vegetables. Take a good dose of vitamin D, etc. Also as well, natural inflammatories like krill oil. Also as well, things like liquid minerals, all of that stuff. Give your body as much nutrition as possible. If it's keyhole surgery, which a lot of knee operations are these days, then the recovery tends to be very good from those. If it is more significant than that, then of course, it's all about the choices that you make after you have your surgery as well. But nutrition, and of course, plenty of sleep. So I wish you the best with your operation. All right, let's see who else is here, and then we'll do another question. So, Teresa saying, will the gloves come off Barron now that he has entered politics? Oh, we'll have to see. He's so young. I'm not even that comfortable even talking about him because he's still so young. I think it remains to be seen. It depends a lot, very much on Melania, I would say, really, truthfully. I think it depends a lot on Melania and what happens to Duck L'Orange in the next few weeks. That's what I would say. But he's so young. Let's see. Oh, here's one here. Everyone from there's a question. Is there a presidency in Hakeem Jeffries' future? That's a good one. So let's and let me just make a note actually as these questions are coming in. So when I put them in the video description, oh God, where's a proper pen when you need one? Yeah, I'll just use this. Ah, that's not the pen I want. All right, so we did Barron Trump, and then Hakeem Jeffries. Yeah, Jeffries, president, question mark, president, question mark. God, I am sweating. Literally, I'm just like, I'm absolutely boiling up here. We've not had heat in London for since October. The body can't handle it. All right, Hakeem Jeffries. Oh, there's 323 of you here right now. Thank you so much to everyone for joining me live. And hello as well to everyone if you're joining me afterwards. And please don't forget as well to click like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification as well so you're notified of when videos come. And thanks so much for the support. And the where to get the book will be put in the video description after this video is done, but it's called the Candid Guide to Neo-Vedic Astrology. Hogarth Brown. Oops, and I've already got ideas for the next one, but I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, I have to get this book first. But you know, I'm already, yeah, involves boomers. Let's put it that way. All right, card dropped out. King of Pentacles. So that's looking pretty good, isn't it, for Hakeem? That the fact that that card fell out, that's already quite auspicious. So he's got a king card already. And of course, the Pentacles suit can also deal with people who have darker hair or darker complexions. And it's also, of course, associated with the element of earth. All right, let's have a little look-see. Oh, actually, he's here. Oh, Patricia's here as well. Patricia's saying hello in the chat. Bora saying hi, Hergy. All right, so let's go back down. So he's already got the King of Pentacles. Let's have a look. Hakeem, is presidency in his future? Is presidency in his future? Oh, I'm already getting quite a good feeling, but let's just see. Is presidency in his future? Hakeem. My goodness. Oh, right. Okay. He's got some very dramatic cards. Very dramatic cards. And as you guys know, I just read the cards. So here, the card that fell out on the question was, could Hakeem Jeffries one day become president? Yeah. And here you have the King of Pentacles. So this is a talking normally a male figure. So women get kings, of course, as well, and men also get queen cards. But here we can see Spirit is tuning in because Hakeem Jeffries, of course, is a male, and he's got this king card to represent him. So the King of Pentacles talks a lot about a successful man in particular who's been able to lay down his legacy. If we look here, you see he's holding that big coin there, but let's not forget you've got the bull imagery here as well, which speaks about fertility, success. It literally deals so much with the sign of Taurus. If you think of the Emperor, for example, is very Aries. He's got the ram's head, yeah, and war and stuff like that. So this also as well. So Taurus is talking about someone that is calm, deliberate, collected, unflappable, and when you actually think of it, quite an appropriate card for him, isn't it? Because he's normally calm, sanguine, and he doesn't look like a man that's easy to provoke. Yeah. However, with the bull, they say the bull is slow to anger, or that Taurus energy, but once they really get going, they can go off like Krakatoa. Yeah. But anyway, I don't have his chart, so I don't know what his details are. But anyway, this is talking about his energy and his potential. So does he have the kingly potential? Yes. Now, if we look here, the second card is very interesting. So it's the 10 of Swords, and I'm not even going to hold it up too long because, again, sometimes with the imagery, with the algorithm will sometimes demonetize certain things. So let's just say, look, 10 of Swords, yeah, so we can't see it too graphically. However, this is turned up in the obstacle position. So what this says to me is that he certainly has the potential for kinship, but there may be hidden enemies. There may be people that want to sabotage him. Now, the obvious ones for that would be the GOP, yeah? But he may also literally have to look behind his own back as well. Because once you go for the presidency or vice presidency and stuff like that, obviously many, many people want that. And the fact that it's turned up there in that obstacle position is suggesting that he might literally have to watch his back. But look at the middle card. here. So the middle card, of course, is what the other cards are hanging off. And if you're pulling along with me as well, please do. And thank you as well to those who've said that the way I interpret the cards has helped them with their tarot reading as well. Thank you. I much appreciate that. So we've got the King of Swords here. So this is rationality. This is discipline, focus, can literally make reference to the law. Yeah, to the law, to the laws of the land, legalities, etc., stuff like that. So I think with Hakeem, obviously he's aware of these things, but this would also suggest that there's, you know, there's a certain sharpness there. He might have a certain sharpness to the character, which of course is useful in politics, which is very much needed these days, but it also speaks to his intelligence as well. But it can also speak to as well to the potential enemies or those that may want to betray him, could have that background. But that's two kings now. Yeah, one fell out and then he's got another one. But look at the next two cards. These are kind of like yeah, look. So here we have the Tower. Yeah, the Tower card. Now, as we know, when we're talking about, you know, presidencies and stuff like that and everything like that, what does the Tower mean? The Tower often refers to shocking or unexpected events that are out of our control. If I remember correctly in the book, I forgot to say, I also, in key parts with the planets, I also associate them with tarot cards as well. And I think Uranus, I associate with the tarot card because Uranus is sudden shocks and surprises, and the Tower card can be like that as well. So it could be something like, if he were to become president, it may be a shock or a surprise. Yeah, there could be that. The Tower card isn't always necessarily negative. Sometimes it can be something positive and shocking, but you always look at the cards around. If you look here, though, we see we get the Death card that shows up. Now, the Death card isn't, of course, literal death. Sometimes it can be, but it always means transformation. Transformation. So what this would suggest is that the main thing that what I'm keep being drawn to is this card here, the Ten of Swords. That's what I'm being really drawn to, is the Ten of Swords. So I'm going to say, because he's got two kings and he's got two major arcana, he has tremendous potential, but there is that element there potentially there of sabotage or something unexpected. But if he did become president, it would be something transformational. He may actually have much more of a radical or transformational agenda than people realize. That's how I'm interpreting that, because these are quite bombastic cards. So thanks for your question. I hope you found that useful. Arit, let's see who else is in the chat. Let me have a little slurp of my little herbal infusion. I use, let's see. Oh, Angela's saying she's had a lot of houses burned down. Oh, yeah. And then she says, I'm pretty weird. It's all that energy, Angela. Let's see who else is here. Oh, assistance. What does this mean? Steve Meyer says, question, will the assistants that left CA, what does that mean? Sorry, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what that means. Forgive me, because I don't know what that means, so I can't really ask about it. ABC. Oh, what's this? ABC. Other family members who have played an active role in Trump's campaign will also serve as at-large delegates, including Eric Trump, Don Juno Trump, Kimberly and Guilfoyle Tiffany. Oh. Interesting. Maybe they're lining something up for him potentially. Oh, this is a good one. Question, what exactly is the purpose of CERN? Oh, thank you, Vivian, for your question. Let me just put here CERN. Purpose of CERN. Purpose of CERN. Now, what I can say is of CERN off the top of my head, basically CERN is this hadron collider, which which is on the border between Switzerland and France. It's this huge circular thing where basically they throw protons, all of these different kind of, some of the smallest pieces known to physics are basically collided. It's also known as like the Hadron Collider, if I remember correctly. And they look at these particles, they blast them together at virtually at the speed of light, and they smash apart, and then they study the particles to understand what it's all about. So CERN essentially it's about physics, it's about science, and essentially it's supposed to be about discovering the mysteries of the universe. Now, as you know, I'm a Neo-Vedic astrologer, but I take a keen interest in astronomy and physics as well in my spare time. I'm not reading every physics paper that's out there, but I do have a good rummage from time to time because I like to know the physics of these things as well. And I think one day as well, physics and astrology will unite at some point. Yeah, because when I'm reading charts, when I see planets in certain combinations, I will just know what is going on in that person's life, what their mother's like, what their brother's like, what the father's like, job, career. So it's all entangled. I think string theory as well has obviously got a lot to do with that. All right. Wow. 364 of you with me now. CERN. What's its purpose? Let's have a look. Let's hope there's positive cards. If sinister ones turn up, then that's a different reading. Yeah. CERN. What is CERN all about? Let's have a little look. CERN. What's the energy of CERN? What's the energy of CERN? Well, that's interesting. There might be an issue with funding here. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so if we look here, what's CERN all about, etc. Here we have the Seven of Wands, which is what? The man fighting to defend himself on the top of the hill from the onslaught of his adversaries down below. So what this suggests is that in terms of its purpose, one could argue, is this the fight for science to discover the true meaning of the universe, etc., and all of that kind of stuff? Or is this competition more literal? Is CERN battling for something? Yeah. This obstacle card is very interesting because we see here it is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is about conserving one's resources. Yeah, conserving one's resources, trying to hold on to something, fear of losing someone or something. You can see here, here's the guy literally holding on to his coins. It also has a financial connotation as well, particularly when you see the next card. So, and it's also turned up in the obstacle position. So, what I'm reading beyond what its actual function is, there might be issues here with donors or funding or something like that. Maybe some of the projects aren't, there's an issue. There might be a cash flow issue here, particularly when we look at the next card, Five of Pentacles, which is the card of, poverty, illness, sickness, or feeling out in the cold in some kind of way. So maybe there's, look, I'm just going to say what I see. It looks like there might be some internal fighting going on within CERN in regard to funding, and maybe its patrons or whatever its source of funding is. They're trying to hold on, particularly, and they're trying to avoid some kind of poverty, impoverishment, or being out in the cold. However, the next two cards are quite interesting. We have the Four of Wands, which of course is about reaching a milestone. It can also do with marriage. It's generally a very positive card. So this means that maybe CERN is going to reach some kind of milestone, which is going to somehow improve its fortunes. And then the outcome card is the Ace of Swords. So maybe they reveal some ultimate truth. So it could be that maybe their current funding round, there might be an issue there, or there's some sense of maybe being ostracized or being out in the cold. I don't know why they're getting those kind of cards, because you would think CERN doesn't have to worry about money, but this could be about values of some kind. But ultimately, there is the answer is the truth comes out. So they might make a big breakthrough, yeah, when they hit a certain milestone. So they're certainly working on something, but it's not all plain sailing. All right, let's see who else is in the chat. Someone's saying here, read on the bird flu epidemic, human person got it through a cow. Bird flu via a cow. That's what I was, M. Wilson saying, I was hoping Barron would take a whole different direction in life, not politics. Is that he anything like his father or his mother? Oh, remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. You can imagine if you're in a political family like that, you know, it's a tricky one. He's probably be railroaded into it in many ways. And if you're Duck L'Orange, you probably want to try and bolster your popularity. Yeah. Let's see. I'm sure Trump forced Barron's name as a delegate to delegate to distract from the hush money trial. Give the illusion Barron is supporting good old dad and not not pissed at dad for cheating on mum. That's a very good point, CC Ryder. I would have to agree to that. There is certainly an element of spin here, isn't there? I'm sure we can all agree on that. Let's see who else is in the chat. Shari saying YouTube has demonetized my channel. They claim that the shows I've is unoriginal content and breaks their rules. I have to wait 3 to 6. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry to hear that, Shari. Oh my goodness. That's quite rare. Wow, that's quite rare. Let's see here. Oh, something else is saying my copy should be here tomorrow. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for getting the book. Much appreciated. Oh, let's see here. So Linda G's Carmen saying, hey, it looks like Carmen's got a little book as well. What's that? The Spiritual Warrior Guide to Healing. That's what it looks like there. Oh, hello, fellow author. Linda G said there may be earthquakes in Western USA and Canada. I'm in Vancouver, BC. Do you see any earthquakes happening there anytime soon? Well, I certainly hope not, because guess what? I'm going to be in Vancouver later on this year, end of September. I'm going to be there for 5 days, and then I'm going on one of my nomadic adventures. As you know, as many of you know, I did a nomadic cruise last year, which is this a conference which happens on a ship for people that work nomadically or have laptop-based careers, shall we say. Wasn't my intention to be part of that group, but obviously YouTube has facilitated that. But I'm going to be in Vancouver, Alaska, then Japan. But I'm going to be 5 days in Vancouver. So let's have a look. See. About earthquakes. So let me write that down so I can put in the video description. Earthquakes, Canada, USA, question mark. All right. Let's have a look. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Earthquakes. I certainly hope not. Remember that Jupiter-Uranus combination? Oof. A lot of stuff going on in the world. Earthquakes in the USA. Earthquakes. Let's have a look. Earthquakes. Let's have a look, see. Ooh. Now, this is interesting. I pulled 5 cards, and I've got 3 that are major arcana. which normally mean major events and stuff like that. Let's have a look. Okay. Here, as you can see, we've got judgment here. Now, what's special about this card here is that you can see here, it's the clarion call. It's the big call, the big bugle call, the big wake up. Yeah. And here you can see people are raised up from death, resurrected from death for judgment. Yeah. This can also be like a mea culpa, a renaissance as well. But this is kind of like big news. So I'm going to say, oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. However, the next card, though, is the star card. And the star card refers to being, you know, the universe has got your back, etc., all of this kind of stuff. But technically, it has turned up in the obstacle position here. However, you do need to look at the first card. So what this would suggest to me is, what I'm getting from this is, I think this might be more to do with social or political earthquakes, as it were, that are this big wake-up call for everyone. Yeah. We're also approaching the Great Awakening, as we know, as I'm referring to it, as you've heard me say before, on the 29th of March 2025. When Saturn enters sidereal Pisces, it will be part of effectively an 8-planet stellium. Yeah. And that 8 includes, I'm including Chiron in that as well. So there's a big awakening just in general on the way. And this is what this is talking about. Because remember as well, political earthquakes also count, yeah, in my book, particularly with the Uranus-Jupiter combination. If we look here, we got the King of Wands. So again, this is talking about entrepreneurship. This is talking about a spirited leader. So, you know what I'm getting? I know the question was about earthquakes. I'm getting politics here. I'm getting politics here. It's about a leader. Might be about the leader of America, because this is often the America card as well, isn't it? Big wake-up call for America in regard to a leader who's going to try and bring temperance and balance to the situation. God, isn't that what the world needs? Temperance and balance. Alchemy. And then the outcome card, I have to cover the boobies and the dangly bits. The Lovers, which is all about what? Making choices, isn't it? It's about making choices. So even though this is about earthquakes, I think this is what, just intuiting, I think this is about political earthquakes. And we may be surprised at who the leaders end up being. Because I think Canada is starting its election process, but I think the formal elections start next year. But there's like a run up. There's like a run up. That's what I'm getting. These earthquakes might be more political. There could be a physical one as well, but when I just intuit the cards, I'm seeing it as more political, because that I pulled 5 cards and 4 of them are major arcana. Wow, that's a lot. All right, let's have another scroll down and see what's going on. Let's see. And so Teresa's saying, and get the heck out of the hospital ASAP. I don't know if that is in regard to the knee operation. Jenny S, add omegas and bromelain before and after the surgery. Oh, there we are. Good tip. Yeah. Oh, yes. M. Wilson goes, yeah, Hoagie, maybe remove that hat, remove your hat to help you cool down. Yes, but my hair is a bird's nest underneath this at the moment. I mean, it was all washed and coiffed, but I went to the gym early and all that stuff. So if I whip it off, it's going to be all over the place. But no, you're absolutely right. If I took the hat off, I would be cooler. Thanks for the tip. Oh, there's over 400 of you with me now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Let's see. Someone's saying, please give Hogarth a thumbs up. Thank you, Cindy. Gosh, fabulous hair, Cindy. Look at that picture, everyone. Oh, my Lord. Hout. Let's see here. Hey, Hoagie from California. What does Trump and Johnson have up their sleeve? Oh, yeah, go on, let's do a bit of Duck L'Orange, yeah? Now, when you say Johnson, I think you're probably referring to Boris Johnson, aren't you? Who has left the stage of politics and isn't, I'm sure, probably trying to plot and connive his way back in. God, that man has got a brass neck and then some. All right, let's look at Johnson first, and then let's see what's going on with Duck L'Orange, or as I keep forgetting to say, crispy Duck L'Orange, yeah? First of all, Johnson, what's his shtick, actually? I've not read on Johnson for a while. Boris Johnson. What's going on with him? Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson. Oh, how appropriate. Oh, my goodness. Oh, all right. Look at this. Look at this, folks. All right, Boris Johnson. Simple, quick read. Delusional. Yeah. Look at this. 7 of Cups. Illusions, delusions, machinations, choices to be made as well. So he's trying to consider his options, probably trying to come back. Yeah. Wants to try and come back, you know. Shameless. Yeah. But we can see this is talking about his general state. I think now that he's no longer prime minister, he's been it was a discombobulated premiership to start off with anyway, let alone with all the lies and all of that kind of stuff. But this is suggesting that he's probably not sure of the choices to make going forward in the future. Yeah, 7 of Cups. If we look in his obstacle position, he gets the Moon card. Surprise, surprise. We know all about the political slitherings, but, you know, just in case we're not sure, here we see the lobster coming out, and we have the dog here, the domestic dog, and the wolf. So this card also as well, it also speaks about the battle to tame the wild beast within versus the domesticated beast here. So this is talking about us as human beings, how we balance out our desires, our carnal desires, and the things that we either want to do in order for society. And everyone has to walk through the pillars of truth, but it's by moonlight. Not everything is clear by moonlight. So when I look at these two together, this is also suggesting some emotional turmoil and maybe even some psychological distress as well. He's probably feeling at a loss. He's probably feeling a lack of purpose because he's always wanted to be the premier, and now that time has gone. Also as well, there's probably some ruminating over the choices that he made, particularly over, you know, pandemic and stuff like that. But not just that, his premiership as a whole. If we look here, we have the Fool card. It's not always literally the Fool, but I think let's just say Boris has certainly enjoyed playing the Fool. If I were to pick an archetype card for him, particularly from the Caroline Myss deck, I would pick the Clown / the Fool. And what do I mean by that is that he's often capered around, played the Fool in public, but it was very much a conceit. Yeah, it was a conceit. He is an intelligent person, we know. I used to work a lot in events, and I've seen probably Boris Johnson speak in public at least 10 times. And I would say that is one of his major gifts. He is very good. He's very entertaining. He should just probably never have been allowed near the levers of power. But what this is also talking about as well, he's probably looking to try and make a fresh new start. Is he wanting to try and leap back into things, particularly now that Rishi Sunak is in a dicey kind of position? But it's looking like potentially that the Tories might get eviscerated at the election. And who wants to become the leader of the loser party, eh? We'll have to see. If we look here, though, he's still got plenty of tricks left up his sleeve. Look at that. We get the Queen of Cups with her crucible of secrets here. So, you know, he's probably plotting, you know, rubbing the cauldron and stuff like that. However, his outcome card is the 3 of Swords. So it's unlikely to bring him fruit or happiness. I think people are really tired, and he's become somewhat of a toxic brand. So Boris's future, I'll be very, very surprised if he's able to make it back to the top echelons of politics ever again. All right, let's have a look at Duck Larange. What's the energy? Oh, look at that. Look at that. The sword, King of Swords just fell out. Legalities. Do you see how Spirit's listening in? Huh? Crispy Duck Larange. What else is going on with Crispy Duck Larange? Because obviously the candid testimony from a certain Stormy Daniels has, you know, set the court alight. They said the judge had to ask her to refrain from using too much detail, but everyone agrees that what she's been saying is absolutely truthful. So, Crispy Duck Larange, eh? Let's see what's going on with him. Let's see. In fact, I'll pull five usual. That can be seen as the signifier card, that King of Swords. Let's see what's going on with Crispy Duck Larange. Seeming like he's roping in the youngest son to his cause, perhaps. Let's see what's going on with Crispy Duck Larange. Well. Cards are pretty clear. So what fell out? Yeah. The King of Swords, which we can also understand is the card of legalities as well. I also associate the King and Queen of Swords with accounting, money, finances, accuracy, bookkeeping, etc., stuff like that. Yeah, so we know there's a financial element there too in terms of accounting, accuracy, who got paid what, who did what, and of course the legalities. So there. If we look here, we have the Page of Swords, and pages, of course, are all about what? Messages and messaging. Here, this sometimes this card can be referred to as the spy in the camp, but this can also talk as well about, you know, stories, things coming out, maybe of a slightly unpleasant nature. This, I think, is Stormy Daniels. Yeah, they're probably, I think initially they wanted to say this is hearsay, gossip, blah, blah, blah. She's an unreliable witness. They're probably every kind of slur that they could, but her testimony has proved compelling. Yeah. We look here, the testimony has put a cat amongst the pigeons. So look, we can see here internal strife and conflict in the Duck Larange team. Yeah, what this suggests to me is that his defense are probably not sure how to tackle her, which way to tackle her, because she's come up with so much detail, vivid detail, that it's impossible that you know, everyone knows you can't lie that well. You know, when you can describe what's in someone's vanity case and the tiles on the hotel wall and what you got up to with Rumpy Pumpy and this, that, and the other, you know. Anyway, let's put a cat amongst the pigeons. Tower moment here for Duck Larange. Tower moment. Everyone falling down out of this, that, and the other. He's probably getting a bit desperate by now because he understands, like, you know, if her testimony is believed, which everyone seems to believe, then it just completely substantiates his guilt, because we know that the payment happened. Yeah, she's turned out to be a credible witness, which is devastating for Duck Larange. Look at this. In case we weren't sure who we were talking about, we get the Nine of Pentacles, which can also double up as the courtesan. The courtesan. We know that, of course, Stormy Daniels, an adult entertainment personality. I think they said she's also a film director and all of this kind of stuff like that. Look, it's the oldest profession, guys, and literally I don't judge. When I've done readings for people, I've heard it all. Some of the stuff has just been so incredibly shocking. So someone being an adult film star is, you know, anyway, not about these readings. This is tuning in. So here we see Stormy's testimony. The courtesan is what? Giving devastating truths that has put the defense in a spin. And then the outcome card here for Duck Larange, look, it's the 10 of Wands. Hard graft. It's going to be hard going for him to kind of come back from this. Look, we know that he's got a brass neck as well. Teflon Don, as they've been calling him for a long time. Now, and indulge me as I have a little reminisce here, because I did say once upon a time, I did say it would be a woman that would bring down Trump. And I said there would be a blonde. Now, I thought at the time it would either be Ivanka or Liz Cheney. I think really it's Stormy. Yeah, here she is. This is a woman who's financially independent. You know, she's obviously done well for herself. She got, you know, she got paid well, and obviously is, you know, had a successful career in her adult entertainment. But her statement, I think, is devastating for his defense. And I think it's uphill work here for Crispy Duck Larange from now on. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. I think the likelihood of him getting off this, I'm not going to say nil, because you just never know. But let's just say unlikely, very difficult for Crispy Duck Larange. So I will leave it there, folks. The hour has gone already, and I probably should get myself to bed. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. And who else is here? Someone saying Hakeem is a Leo, but is he a Leo in Western Tropical? If he's a Leo in Western Tropical, his sun sign could well be the sign of Cancer in Vedic, because you have to take off 24 degrees. So if he's late Leo in Western, when you take off the 24 degrees, he's still in Leo. Yeah. But most people move back a sign. So his sun sign could actually be the sign of Cancer, actually. And many Cancerians are involved in politics and all of this kind of stuff because, of course, the sign of Cancer is also the homeland. Deals with that. Let's just see here. Oh, here we are. Graduation is May 17th and usually age 18. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Suki Lal. Thanks. So that answers the question. So May 17th is the graduation, usually age 18. All right. Oh my goodness. Lady G is back in hospital. Oh my gosh, I must check in with her. I must check it. I've been so busy with everything. Let me just check in with some of her videos. I'll drop her a WhatsApp now to see how she's doing. Because the last I saw, the dog was back. She was back home and recovering. What's this? What's that? I don't know. Sending healing light to Lady G. Yes. Ah. Sending love and light. I'm going to drop her a WhatsApp right now. So yes, please send prayers, of course, to Lady G for a speedy recovery. I'm sorry to hear she's back in hospital. I'm going to drop her a WhatsApp right now just to touch base with her again and see what's going on. Thank you, everyone, for joining me live. Thank you to everyone who's watching this video later. Please don't forget, of course, as well, to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to get the book, it's also on Kindle Unlimited as well. So if you have Amazon Prime or whatever, you can just read the book. And it is available in paperback and hardback. Thank you so much as well to everyone who's left a review of the book, and I look forward to future ones. So big love to everyone. You'll see me again on Hogely. So it will be myself, of course, Lena, and we will have Sheila on as well from Celtic Tarot. So she's confirmed. I'm going to check in now with Lady G to see how she's doing. Big love, everybody. Thanks so much. And let's put some healing thoughts and prayers to Lady G. So that should be okay. I'm going to check in with her right now. All right. Bye-bye for now, everyone. And I will see you soon. All right. Bye-bye.